world where podcasts are a dime a dozen, you have fallen on JHouze Radio, one of the most uniquest, quickest, sexiest, especially when KJ wears that shirt. Podcast that in the whole entire world, we've got Ricky the man Taki, we got K to the J, and we got me, the secret you don't want to tell your mama.
Yes,
All
sir.
today. And today we're talking about one of the world's greatest, amazing, spectacular, landmark films in all of history. If you don't believe me, see if you can find anybody who hasn't watched it. Today we're talking about The Breakfast Club, a John Hughes classic, an amazing film. John Hughes, who had influenced almost all the independent filmmakers of the 90s, from Robert Rodriguez, Kevin Smith, and believe it or not, Quentin Tarantino. So
Really?
today it's all about The Breakfast Club, John Hughes, how it affected us, and trivia about it and everything else. And remember, you'll only hear it here at JHouze Radio.
Oh, look
Okay,
at
there you go.
that.
There's my movie one.
Look at that. That was like, whew.
Oh,
Jeez. And get that man a
he said-
commercial. Like Lo said, we are going to be deep diving into cult classic film, The Breakfast Club, and we're going to try to figure out why is it considered a cult classic, and we're going to jump into some random facts about it, some stories about the film, and our feelings on the film, of course. But first, our man Ricky Taki is back. How's it going, Ricky? How you been? What's new with you since you were last on the podcast? Anything
What's
new?
going on, guys? It's great to be here again, man. It took a while. I know that for sure.
Yes.
I thought we were supposed to be back in January, was it?
Yeah,
just
I
personal
know.
conflicts. You know, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. That is true. No, man, same old, same thing. Just working, doing a couple of things here and there.
I feel you. Cool
Oh,
beans.
yeah, man. How you guys doing? What's new?
Um,
By the
just
way,
re-
we haven't spoken ever on the phone, bro, since
Yeah, I know.
that time.
I know, literally,
So,
the last time you were on the podcast is the last time we spoke, man.
yep.
It's pretty much the same thing, man. Just working. We got a few ideas coming up with the podcast that we kind of been bouncing back and forth with each other. A new one I want to talk to Los about later on. Other than that, that's pretty much about it. It's just trying to survive in this crazy world out here, man. You know, last time we
Yeah.
talked, the Ukraine thing wasn't happening. Now that's happening now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you, Los? What's new? How you been? What you playing? What you listening to? What you doing?
Well, I have decided to do a small change in my life. I decided to dedicate an hour and a half every day to music, art, DJing, or something else.
Amen, bro.
Claps.
Yes,
Claps.
I
Can I
have
get
kind
claps on
of
that?
just got so involved in so much other shit that I've ignored myself. And something somebody told me back in late November, early December, like stuck with me throughout the whole fucking winter.
Okay.
Bitch Tits, his brother, Dukes, right?
Yeah, Frank.
He tells me, he goes, bro, what's wrong with you? I used to see you post drawings and music and this and anything. I don't see anything for a long time. You need to get on that shit. And bro, since the day he said that has stuck in my head.
Really?
And I just let a lot of things get in the way. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try an hour and a half every day. Even if it's only 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5 minutes here, but I'm going to try to get an hour and a half done.
That's good, man.
That is great because it's funny because I was on your channel 2 weeks ago because
Mine?
they I had I was assigned a special assignment in HSN, and one of the producers said, hey, I want to do a pop-up video type using for the Home Shopping Network website. So
Right.
they're experimenting things. So I was the editor that worked in that with that producer. So I said,
Okay.
pop-up videos, okay. I went to your YouTube. I found it, bro. I was looking at it. Ridiculous hit, dude. You got views.
Yeah.
If you keep on doing stuff like that, it's like what the. It would have been a different story if you would have keep on going because even though, even though that pop-up videos and what that was a MTV type of thing back in the day, right?
Yes.
So So even though people now, like with the age, it's crazy because like then I even so I went, bro. 1982 was one of the first one that you did, which I didn't know. And I looked at
Yeah,
it because I think you did because of Kenny, right?
and
So
you guys are born on
and
the same
yeah,
day.
so dude, I was like, damn, and it has a lot of views. So I'm like, man, Carlos needs to keep on doing this. And then crazy that a week before that, you posted something on Facebook back again with a doodle drawing. So I'm like,
Yes.
man, this is the type of shit, man. You gotta keep on doing these type of things, man. So I'm glad now that you dedicated an hour to do, those type of things.
Yeah, what I'm doing is Monday is going to be the pop-up video dedication day. So it'll only be about once a
Oh, so
month.
we're getting it back.
Yeah. I'm gonna do
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
talking
74.
about, man.
I'm doing 74 next.
Hmm.
And I'm doing one of the 70s, one of the 80s, one of the 90s. And I'm gonna do that till I complete all the decades. And then I'm debating whether or not to do like a part 2 for like other facts.
Mm-hmm.
Because some years are literally boring. Like some years, like was it 82? 82 didn't have a lot of events.
That
Um,
issue was I saw a lot of that. I was like, oh damn, really, my year?
yeah,
So that was
like
odd.
82
For
didn't
you,
have a
might
lot of
think it's
events.
boring, but for the person that was born in that year, it might be entertaining.
Yeah, but I can't do a part 2 to 82 because there's not enough.
Yeah, right.
But the 70s is ridiculous. The 70s is like Jesus Christ, everything happened in the 70s.
That
Um
is true.
and the early 90s, the late 90s not so much. Um so once I finish that, I think I might do like movies from that year, So then I'll just go up through the years.
I
Um
think that'll
Mm,
I think that'll be a good idea. We even got people in chat right now saying
bro,
that
even
they're
even
already hyped for it, man.
even trends of certain year.
yeah.
That is hot, dude.
You
Holy,
should
I
do
think
it,
we got
bro.
something. Keith, I think
Yeah.
we got something going on here.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah, we
of,
definitely got something.
doing movies and music as one,
Mhm.
right? But doing the music is a little weird because I'll pick a song from the year, but you're seeing other, like, let's say if I do 72, right? And I
Mhm.
pick the song I'll Take You There. I think it's by the Stapletons or the Staples, something like that. And then there's a Led Zeppelin piece in it. You're only getting the information, but you're not hearing the song. So,
Right.
and the thing is, I can't monetize it because YouTube goes, "Hey, that's not your song. Whoever song it
That is.
belongs to gets the money." And I could care less about that. I don't do it for money. I do it for fun. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna continue that, and then we'll see what happens after that. I might just do some random year, like you know, or do it with a theme, like World War II pop up facts, and do World War
No,
II,
that's
World
you
War
see.
One pop up facts, Vietnam
I,
War.
I guarantee a lot of people, certain people, certain crowd would watch it. I'll be interested in the World War II too. Just what happened during that whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I think that'll
that's
be interesting
interesting,
for
man. I
sure.
like that. I like that. You're gonna
Uh,
get
Yeah,
busy.
just for the people who are watching live or listening, can check this out. Where you're going to be posting some of this content?
I'm gonna post it on my YouTube page.
What's your YouTube
Um,
page so people can check you out?
do you know the sad part is I don't even know my own YouTube
You
page
don't know your YouTube page, Los? Come on,
because I just
come
hit the
Strong Bear.
on.
button and I'm there.
It's Strong Bear, bro. You just gotta do Strong Bear search. I found it. I mean, I have you, but I have
Yeah,
a
it's
list
just
of
it's just it's
freaking.
just under my artist name, Thomas Strongbear, TAMMA Strongbear.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to check out some of Los's content, man, go give him some love, give him a follow, like do it right now. Just like do it right now.
And there's stuff from like 14 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talking
you
about
might. Yeah,
when YouTube was just a baby.
Yeah.
yeah. When YouTube just got into the game, Los was in there like
Oh,
delivering that
and here's the
content.
best part: you get to see KJ rapping in one of them.
Oh
You
yeah,
got a
that's
video?
right.
Oh yeah, you do got some
I got
early.
the What a High teaser. I've got
Oh
I've
man.
got some stuff I did in college. When I was teaching uh, a video class in Emerson,
Mm-hmm.
I have some stuff there. I have a clip of a film I did in high school, and like some stupid stuff.
So yeah, guys, just make sure you go check out Los's content on his YouTube page, Thomas Strongbear.
And
That's two
and we also
M's.
have the Great Or Studio YouTube page, but that's a little more random. But
There's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah, there's the whole dedicated. So you can see KJ rapping his whole
Yeah.
entire thing.
So Great Door Studio, for those who don't know, is a studio that Los used to run many ages ago. We did a lot of great content over there. We did short films, music, photography sessions, you name it, we did it. We
Yeah.
even had, didn't we do a photo shoot with Baskin Robbins, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
We were the
that
first multicultural campaign that Dunkin' Brands, which is the parent company of Baskin Robbins, ever did.
so
And-
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, how did that, like, how did you get that gig? And then and then we'll get to the podcast stuff, guys. I promise. We'll get to the topics.
It was sort of a strange series of events.
Okay.
So, hold on, let me go back a second. There you are. So what happened was when the studio first opened, we were looking for models. So then that's when I met Kate. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kate's boyfriend / manager at the time, Andrew. So
Okay.
Andrew, bro, this guy could fucking talk a lot of shit, and he wound up getting a lot of different connections. So he wound up working for a marketing company. He broke off from the marketing company, but kept a lot of contacts. So
Yeah.
then he was looking for someone who could do an online campaign for Baskin Robbins. So then he went to a couple people and he put it out to bid, and I put out a bid, and I lowballed it
Mm-hmm.
because I knew I would have a lot of volunteers helping me out.
Yeah.
So like that really helped out, my budget.
Yeah.
So, plus the studio was like really hurting, like that, because it was third quarter of the year.
Yeah.
And so during the third quarter, the company always hurt. So all my money was made second quarter and fourth quarter, but first and third were usually pretty bad. So then he says, "Could you do it?" I said, "Fine." He goes, "They want to see a sample." All right, fine. So I grabbed one of the female wrestlers from Ace Wrestling. I grabbed her, and we just did a really quick 15-20 pictures. I edited down to like 10.
Yeah.
And then after the 10, I sent it out to him. He sent it out to Baskin Robbins. They're like, perfect. Now, believe it or not, the girl was from the Ukraine. Oddly enough.
Oh,
Wow.
you playing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then they loved it so much that they turned around and said, okay, do the campaign. But I was under the assumption of they looked through my portfolio, and one of the things people always said about my portfolio was, wow, you have all races, creeds, and colors, when most people only have
Like one or
in
two.
other words, people will only shoot their race. Understand? So if you're a Latino photographer, you only shoot Latinos. If you're black, you only shoot black. If you're white, you only shoot white. If you're
Yeah,
Asian,
you had
you
a
only shoot Asian.
multicultural. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about that. I always said I got to shoot everybody. I want to work for everybody.
Yeah.
And then I did the whole campaign. I sent it out to them, and they were like, 1, this is more than we expected. 2, this is our first multiracial campaign ever.
Yeah.
And 3, it was strictly for Canada.
Oh, that was for Canada. I didn't even know that.
Canada.
Interesting.
So they liked the campaign so much, they wound up printing these images in stores. So these were displayed in Baskin Robbins, Dunkin' Donuts, all throughout Canada.
Oh, that is so
That is
cool.
so special.
That would have been a nice trip when we did that photo shoot. Actually, I don't think I was there for that one. Actually, no, I think I was. I was like late
You
though.
were there for the end of it.
Yeah. But that would have been nice to go to Canada and be like, "Hey, Los, there's your stills. Like, you shot that picture right there.
Yeah.
That's you." That would have been freaking
And-
cool.
That is awesome.
But here's the thing, because it was Baskin Robbins Canada, all the suppliers supposed to send us were late. We didn't have any cups. We didn't have any spoons. We didn't have any ice cream. So literally,
Wow.
Somebody who, Jesse, who was a part-timer at the studio, also worked in Dunkin' Donuts, went to Dunkin' Donuts, picked up a whole sleeve of cups, small and large, brought it up to us. We bought ShopRite strawberry ice cream because the whole theme of it was show us your pink. It was for breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
So we brought in all the strawberry ice cream. We scooped it out. We bought no, she also brought the spoons, but we ran out of spoons because she only could bring in like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So I had to go buy ShopRite spoons, and we used that for the shoot.
Jeez.
We went through
But
10
that's a
gallons
way.
of ice cream.
It's a way right there. You gotta
Yeah.
do it.
If there's a will, there's a way. There's a will, there's a
There's a
way.
will, there's a way. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, The Breakfast Club. Los, you want to share an interesting fact about The Breakfast Club that you told me about earlier today?
There's
First of all,
a ton of it.
Before we start,
Like, for instance, Jim Carrey tried out for the part of Bender.
really?
The Judd Nelson role.
Bender.
Jim
I
Carrey tried out for
gotta
that part.
pull it up.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No, well, the interesting fact that I wanted you to share
Oh,
was
that-
that
that is-
he wrote it in 2 days.
no, not that one. The one you texted me.
I
Oh,
wouldn't say-
yes. Today is March 24th, which
Yep.
is the same day the film takes place.
She's
Out
Yes.
of sheer coincidence,
Sheer coincidence. Like
this
when the
podcast is on the same day as the Breakfast Club.
literally
crazy.
the opening scene, it says March 24th, 1985 or something like that, and we're
84,
doing
I
an
think it is.
84, and we're
Hold on,
doing an
I
episode
gotta
about
look that
Breakfast
up.
Club on March 24th, 2022.
Wow.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Los told me that. I was like, oh, that is a good omen. Ricky,
Yeah.
just your quick thoughts. What did you think of The Breakfast Club?
Oh man, when I first saw the movie, it was actually in Carlos' house.
Yeah.
Carlos introduced that film to me. I didn't have no idea, mind you. I mean, I was into classic film and all that, but I never. And honestly, it's a film that still stick with me. I still remember that, and and what you call it, the Rat Packs. That's where they all came from,
The
right?
Brat Pack.
The Rat. There you go.
Brat Pack. Yeah.
So you had Anthony, you had the other one. Oh man, forget about it. So yeah, for me, it's an iconic. I think it is a classic for me, believe it or not. So and it's crazy now that you told me. You said he wrote it in 2 days.
Wrote it in 2 days in 1986.
Yeah, 2
That is-
days.
that
That's
is hot.
crazy.
Bro, coming in with that story and the detention and all that, bro, it's a good film. I mean, I haven't watched it for a while, but I will, man, I will. I want to see it again just because I like what is this and Bullet Day Off, I think it was
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
exactly. So
Love that movie.
I love that
that's
movie, too.
also
Good movie.
introduced by Carlos as well. So
Carlos always
yeah.
seems to introduce us to like films that we just never have seen before. Like
well,
it's just it's a habit.
the thing is, the Carlos is that when we used to talk about shooting something, we always use references in Carlos' library.
Yeah.
So Carlos introduces, I want a scene like this, I want a role like this, I want the setting like this type of thing. That was the references. Carlos never did show me here's an image. Carlos, no, we have to watch the scene, we have to watch the film, so we could know, and get the idea. So it's crazy because it's something that I do. So because of Carlos, I grew my library as well. So now when I have an idea, I put up a DVD, and I still collect DVDs, man. Believe it or not. And to these days,
I wish I could, man. I lost.
I still
Because
do.
one of my exes, I lost 980, maybe 1,000 DVDs.
Dude, are you nuts?
Jeez. How do you lose
No,
1,000 DVDs?
Carlo had a crazy amount of DVDs, man.
How do you
I had-
lose that many
I
DVDs?
think you even had it. You had it like organized as a
Yeah.
freaking. You had a database.
Yeah.
That shit.
He had a database.
Dude,
I
no,
literally
it's
I made a
it's
file
real,
maker
it's
pro
real.
database. I had so many
Yeah.
movies.
He has a limit. Yeah, and music and vinyls.
Wow. Well,
Um,
I have a quick like random fact about the film. Do any of you guys know the reason why it's called like the meaning of the Breakfast Club?
Actually, I don't.
I don't either.
John Hughes, that's what his son, I guess he thought about the idea from his son getting detention. Because back then they used to do what they did in the movie. You would have Saturday detention in the morning, and kids used to call it the Breakfast Club. That's just what they called it. So John Hughes decided to make a movie
Interesting. I like
called The
that.
Breakfast Club Because
Yeah.
like I thought about that today. I was like, why is it called the Breakfast Club? They eat breakfast for like maybe a few seconds in the movie, but it's not revolved around breakfast. So why is it called that?
It's Saturday morning detention. Holy
Saturday
shit, that
morning
makes
detention.
sense.
Morning detention.
That makes
Exactly.
sense, dude.
So that was the reason
Breakfast
why.
Club.
Yeah. And here's the thing about the movie. Like, one of the best things about the movie is if you present that movie in a film school, you present the movie and go, listen, you need to watch this for character development.
And
Because
now it's- yep.
Yes.
as soon as you walk in, as soon as you see all the kids arrive at the school, the only thing you see is that they're all in a shitty situation. So
Exactly.
you know that
Yeah.
all these kids have their own problem.
Yep.
But once they enter the room,
It
you have
changes.
no clue who they are, what they are, anything
Yep.
else.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
You
That's what I
only
love
see
about it.
Vern yelling at them. You know, you will not move. You will not this. You will that. You will not move from these seats. You know, and then you see Anthony Michael Hall, who's getting ready to slide over, and he slides back. He goes, "Okay, so you know he follows the rules." You know, and you know Bender wants attention, and like you start picking it out. And look at Ali Sheedy's character. She doesn't speak till 25 minutes into the movie, and she says one line, "Ha."
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
know.
know. When she said
Yeah.
that I was just so caught off. I was like, what was that for? It just came out of nowhere because he doesn't talk. And then
But
for her to say that
yeah,
was
she
just really
don't.
weird.
she basically said, "You're a liar."
Yeah.
That's what she
Yeah.
said
Is what she says. Yeah. That is true.
Oh
with
man.
one line.
Jeez. All right, so I'm just going to throw a bunch of random questions at you guys about this film as we talk about it. What is your? I mean, they do a lot of gross stuff in this movie. What is your most gross thing that they've done in this movie that you consider the most gross thing?
The grossest thing that was in this movie,
Yeah. I'll let you go first,
Vern
Ricky.
threatening Bender.
That was.
What?
Why was that gross? I forgot.
Because he's misusing his power. This kid who has a shit life, Vern's gonna throw more shit on that? That's fucking disgusting.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about disgusting in a different matter. Okay. I was
You
just
mean like physically gross?
yeah, like
No.
physically gross. Huh?
No, because Ali Sheedy with the Captain Crunch and the Pixie Stick sandwiches, everyone's tried that shit in the 80s. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought yes. I was just about to say that. That was the most grossest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
And
like,
Bender spitting up in the air and then
Yeah.
catching with his mouth. I've seen plenty of jocks do that.
you've seen people
That's-
actually do that? That is
I've seen people actually
disgusting.
do that. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Fucking people got high.
Oh man, that was freaking disgusting. Oh well, Ricky, do you have one, or is it pretty much one of those?
Well, I don't, because honestly, bro, last time I watched the Breakfast Club, I don't remember. So,
Bro, let me tell you, that
you got me
movie
by
is so,
surprise on that, man.
that movie's so etched in my head. I could tell you my favorite
I
line
know.
from the movie.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's
All right, what's your favorite line, Los? What is it?
Okay, two of them.
Okay.
One of my favorite lines is, does Barry Manilow know you raid his closet, raid his wardrobe? And the second one is Ali Sheedy's character. I don't remember the name. When you grow up, your heart dies. And that's true for many, 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 many people.
Wow, I don't remember that scene. Ali played Allison, surprisingly.
Allison. when
Allison
you grow
played
up,
Ali.
Your heart
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah. That is a deep statement. Wow, just thinking about that. That's pretty freaking
Yeah.
deep.
I
Also,
could tell you.
another line is, out of the many of girls from Niagara Falls, Canada area. Do you remember when Anthony Michael Hall was saying, "Oh, she lives in Canada. You don't know her."
I don't remember that one.
God, how could you not remember that? When he's talking about how he has a girlfriend from Canada.
Oh yeah, when he said that he slept with his girlfriend from Canada, all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. I remember it now.
Jesus.
And I just
God.
watched it recently too. I just watched it recently.
But okay, I know you're talking about the disgusting part, but I do remember the part that she put the lipstick here, and she put lipstick through it.
Oh,
That one I
Do you
remember.
know she actually could not do that? It was just shot in a way where it makes it look like she could do it.
wait.
Really?
So explain it to our
Really?
audio listeners what you're talking about. Which character are you talking about?
Molly
Okay.
Ringwalds.
Yeah.
God, what was her character's name?
Her character was
Just describe her personality. Who was she? Which one was she?
She was the popular girl, the princess. And so
Claire.
Claire, yes.
Claire.
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 So
Yeah, because she became a sensation in the 80s, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, she was.
So sorry, give me 1 second. So Claire, everyone's saying, "Oh, what talent do you have? What talent do you have?" And she was like, "Oh, look." She takes a lipstick, puts it in between her boobs, goes like this, goes like that, and she does lipstick.
So she almost like motorboats herself with her lipstick in between her boobs to put it on.
Yeah, but
and she got no boobs.
yes. So I don't want to be the jerk and say that, but okay.
It's okay. We'll let Ricky be the jerk.
Yeah, she couldn't do it. So it was all done through camera trickery.
Wow. Interesting fact.
My favorite interesting fact about the film is when they're sitting in a circle talking about their problems and stuff.
Yeah.
That whole scene was improvised.
Really?
It was not in the script.
Really?
These people made up all these stories.
That is so interesting. Wow. And like you would never think so many interesting facts would be held for a movie that's just sitting in a library the entire time. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Well, just that one scene is the
yeah.
And that's like the main thing in the sitting in the circle. That's where they, for the first time we've seen it, that's where they all collab, right?
No. It all starts with them making. First, they were all against Bender, and then once the door closed, they had a chance to actually talk. And then once they had lunch, they started talking some more, and they started picking on each other. It was like a thing. And then at one point, when they all sneak out and go get Bender's weed, and most of them smoke except for Allison.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's when they bonded. And then they start getting into their deep conversations.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because already, but that's already Allison already had. She lose herself more.
Yeah.
So, which character in this film are you guys? I'm gonna go with you first, Los.
I'm none of them.
You're none of them?
I'm none of them.
None of them is the closest to you, at least. No. None of them. Really?
None of them. I'm a combination of the nerd, the weirdo, and the criminal. But
the nerd,
as an individual, no.
The nerd, so the nerd is, which one is the nerd again?
That's
Brian.
Brian is the nerd. Which one is the weirdo? The weirdo is Allison. And who else did you say?
Bender, Judd Nelson's character.
And Bender. Yeah, I can see that.
Bender.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm a combination of those three, but I'm not any one of them individually.
Okay. What about you, Ricky? If you were anybody in this film or close to, who would you be?
I don't know. I don't see myself. I wanna, I don't.
Okay.
I don't see if I am. I'm probably like, man, I'm a down to earth guy, man. So
see, the problem is Ricky is a combination of 4 characters, in my opinion.
Wow, a combination of 4 characters? Okay, which ones?
The weirdo, because he loves art. The brain, because Ricky's super intelligent. Okay. The jock, because at one point he's very much into sports and skating and he has a lot of energy. And the princess, because at one point he was Mr. Ricky, Papi Chulo, always dressing up right.
So you call it, I'll follow Claire, have some Brian and some Andrew.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
Okay. But not the troublemaker. I don't have no Bender.
No. To certain women, you were a troublemaker. Like how you got your what was that phone called?
BlackBerry.
What you were talking about?
What's
the name of that phone?
The sidekick.
Sidekick. Yes. Yes, you're a troublemaker to certain women because how you got your sidekick.
We're not going to air. We're not going to air Ricky's dirty laundry here to the world.
We're not. No, we're not.
We're not going to do that.
It was one of those things where I can mention where he's going to turn 500 Shades of Red.
Instantly.
I can't believe you brought that. I can't believe you brought it.
I'm curious to know anybody in chat or anybody who's watching the recording or listening. If you let me know which character you are, write it in comments or put it in chat. Let me know.
Oh wait. And Keith, what character are you?
Shoot, what character am I?
Uh-huh.
I'm Anthony Hall's character, for sure.
You think?
I think so. Anthony, what is his character's name? I keep forgetting his name.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm Brian for sure. Brian's the good guy. He's quiet. He stays to himself. He does what he's supposed to do. When things go awry around him, he tries to tell people, "Hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that," but then he sometimes might just join in anyway. Especially if you're talking about me back in my high school days, I'm Brian for sure.
I'm gonna call you Emilio.
No. Like another one of my favorite lines and I've used in my life is, "Hey, screws fall out all the time. The world is an imperfect place."
I like that line. I like that line.
I like
that was a good one. All right. If you were stuck on an island, which character would you eat? Which character would you marry? And which character would you sacrifice to get off the island?
Man, I would learn how to eat insects, bro.
Yeah, I would eat insects.
I would eat insects, man.
Yeah, but you have to eat one of the characters. You got it. You got to eat one. You got there's nothing.
It depends on what you're saying by eat. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
trying to say?
god. I figured, you know what? I immediately knew Los was gonna say that after I said it the second time. I was like, oh, he's gonna say that.
But Ricky, am I wrong?
You're not. Hey, you're not.
Okay. Let's.
I was thinking the same way.
Okay, if you have to like, all right, we'll just skip the eating part. We'll just skip that part.
Thank you.
Because if you're thinking the other way, it might be clear.
Which character would you marry, and which character would you sacrifice their living soul to get off the island?
Marry Allison.
You would marry Allison.
Hey.
Okay, I can see that.
And I would definitely kill Vern.
Really?
Come on, man. He raids Barry Mellow's closet. What do you expect?
Yeah. I'm surprised you would marry Allie. Marry Alice. Huh?
She's an artist.
Oh.
Remember she drew that winter scene?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And she shook her dandruff all over her little picture too.
Do you know that was not real dandruff?
I was hoping it wasn't real dandruff.
No, it wasn't real. I think it was like baking soda or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Ricky? Who would you marry, and who would you whose soul would you sacrifice?
Hey, I will go with Allison.
You go with Allie?
Yeah, I will go with Allie too. There's something about the quiet girls.
The quiet girls. The quiet girls do it for them.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't pick Claire. I'm really surprised.
That's the typical girl is kind of
typical girl. I feel you.
Yeah. It's like
I've never liked
the attention,
spoiled rich girl.
the princess attention. Yeah, me neither. I'm not down for that. Never did.
Okay.
I don't like anybody who doesn't have to struggle. If you've never struggled in your life, don't talk to me. Because when you complain about something, I just want to tell you to go fuck yourself.
I feel you. I mean, with that said, I would kind of have to agree with you guys. I would have to go with Allison for sure. I don't know why. It's like she's weird, but interesting at the same time. It's something that's so weird about that. She's weird and quiet, but that's intriguing. The person that's seeking attention, I don't want all that noise. You know what I mean? Like that's just too much noise.
And now, who would I sacrifice?
Claire. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I just jumped in and did mine. All right, so who would you? I'm guessing you would sacrifice who?
Before or after you have
Claire,
that snack?
bro. Claire.
Before or after you have that snack is the question.
You're going to sacrifice Claire? Really?
Yes. The attention seeker. Yes.
Jeez.
I'm into too attention over there while I run.
Brutal. You're brutal. Oh man. Yeah, I'm definitely going to marry Claire. Allie. I'll marry Allie, and I would sacrifice Bender. Like he's a jerk. Get him out of here.
He's not a jerk.
He's not a jerk. He showed that's what
he acts like a jerk, but he
was hiding. He was hiding through that, through his jerkness. I mean, That was what his defense. So
Yeah, I feel you.
Because think about it. When he talks about his life at home, right? What is he talking about? He goes, "No, Dad, what about you? No,
Yeah.
Dad, what about you?" Then his father beats him.
Yeah.
yep.
So he has a hard time at home. So he's just trying to let out his frustrations. Because when he actually sits down and talks to everybody, he talks to everybody. You
Yep.
know, he actually communicates. When you
Yep.
talk to him one-on-one, you see who he is. So he's not really a jerk. He's an attention seeker.
Hmm.
That's why he wound up with Claire, because they both want
Because
attention.
they both wanted attention.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna throw in another random fact here
So-
real quick.
No, I have a question for you guys before you go in there.
Okay.
So 2022. Out of all of them, who's the most successful now?
Out of the cast,
Yeah.
Brian. I think Brian is still in movies. He was in Halloween that just came out in October.
no. John
Hey.
Calipos, the guy who played Carl, the janitor. He's
The
been in everything.
general?
Yeah.
Really?
He's been in
Really?
everything. He's played so many small roles and so many things not even funny.
Wow,
Plus,
I didn't even know that.
Emilio Estevez too. He's a director now.
Emilio
Yeah,
Estevez,
I was
yeah.
My between my pick would I be Emilia Estevez first one, just because Mighty Duck came back.
Oh yeah, I
and
forgot that came back.
and
Yeah.
also Anthony, because the one show that he had, the solo TV show,
The Stand.
was The Stand.
Yeah.
It was 2 years, which it was hot. It was crazy. I hate that it got canceled. But
Man,
it was
he
a
look
really
he
good
looks
show.
nothing like his younger self.
Nothing.
Nothing. Like when I
Here's something that will freak you out. He was the bully in Edward Scissorhands.
What?
Oh wow,
He
you're
was
kidding
the-
me.
Oh
In
my
Edward
god, dude.
Scissorhands.
I did
You're
not know- I didn't know
joking.
that, dude.
Look it up. He
Holy
was the
crap.
Dude, no way.
I did not
man.
know that. I've
Yep.
seen that movie a
Wow.
billion times.
But
Wow.
but
That's
I
like
think
blowing my
Anthony-
mind.
I think Anthony was even more big at one point than Millie Steven, because he just came out of nowhere through the 80s, 90s. He was still in the 90s doing stuff back to back. And I think he was the 80. He also him and what's her name, Claire, the one that played Claire.
Yeah.
They're both with number, early 90s, late 80s. They were still dominating the theaters and the movies. It was them both.
Anthony Michael Hall was in The Dark Knight.
Who was he?
Engel.
Angle. Who the heck is that?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know who it is, but it's in his IMDb.
I gotta watch it again.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah. It's. Yeah. I keep forgetting that he's in everything because he does not look like Anthony Michael Hall does not
No,
look
he
like
did
his
not look
younger
like-
self.
No, man.
All the other people kind of look like themselves, but he, like, when I found out that he was still doing movies, I was like, what? Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't. I do not recognize him at all. At all.
My only thing I wish he would have done was stuck to more comedy.
Yeah, because like he's doing a lot of serious stuff
No,
now.
but the way that he looks
So
now,
funny.
comedy will not doesn't work with him though, because like I said, when he was younger, yes, but now he has that serious face. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
probably
that's
his face.
But here's the thing that you
Yeah.
have to understand. Like, have you ever seen him in interviews? He has this dry humor to him. Like, it hasn't left him. It's who he is.
yeah,
He did this one action movie in the early 90s where he plays a pilot, and him and his wingman crash in the desert. And so it's an action movie, but he got a chance to be funny, and it's fucking
it's
hysterical.
hysterical.
I'm actually going through his IMDb right now, see if I can find it.
Yeah, I think that's an actor that stood with us from the 80s all the way to the 90s.
I know.
I remember him from the 90s and everything else, and he was just everywhere. I think that's because of the Breakfast Club. That's what he was discovered at, or
No,
earlier than that.
before that.
Wow.
He was in 16 Candles before that.
16 Candles is before Breakfast
Oh
Club.
yeah,
Oh,
forgot
okay,
about
okay,
that one.
okay,
Jeez.
I forgot about that.
And the movie
I like
he
that
did,
movie.
the
It was
movie
with Claire too, whatever her name is.
Claire was there too.
Yeah, it was them
Um,
both.
actually, Molly Ringwald actually had a falling out with John Hughes because she didn't want to do any more teen movies, and they
Yeah,
got
I
upset
heard
at each
that.
other.
I heard that.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
the
hear about that
movie's
too.
called Into the Sun, where Anthony Michael Hall plays a fighter pilot, and he's
Into
fucking
the Sun.
hysterical in that movie.
Into the Sun.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was still doing movies, man. That is. I've been watching this guy for all these years.
No,
I didn't
I
realize
know.
who it was.
I
Dude,
know he
was
was
in
still
Tales
doing
from the
movies.
Crypt, Anthony Michael Hall.
Who?
He was in Tales. Yes, Tales from the Crypt, the movie, right? I think it
Yep.
was. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that
I haven't
movie.
seen it.
He was
Damn.
in that. That's crazy. Oh man. Well.
No, he's still in a lot of stuff. He's still working, which
Oh
is
yeah,
great,
for sure.
And the guy's not getting old anytime sooner.
It's
Like
getting
what the
better
heck?
with age. Getting better with age.
Yeah, so
I have
Okay.
a random interesting fact. The movie, and this is from IMDb trivia, by the way.
Yo,
movie-
that page huge.
Yes, freaking huge. It was originally intended for this movie to be a sequel. They were going to try to come back every 10 years and have the crew, the cast from the detention hall just kind of meet up and catch up with each other's life. But John Hughes and Bender actually had an off-screen issue with each other, and John Hughes refused to work with him ever again.
Yes.
It
Wow.
doesn't necessarily, I don't think it says exactly what happened.
They never revealed it.
Yeah, they never revealed what it was, but apparently they had some kind of falling out back in the 80s. And yeah, John Hughes just would never work with him ever again. That's why they
But
cut the idea of that.
There is a hint of why in that trivia. If you look, it'll tell you that he stayed in character the whole time on set. And he was picking on Molly Ringwald and things like that. And then Paul Gleason, the guy who plays Vernon, defended him to John Hughes, and he was like, "Listen, this is his method. This is what he does. You hired him to be an actor. Let him be an actor. If this is how he gets the part done right, let him be."
Yeah.
So to me, that kind of seems like why.
A lot of people don't, a lot of actors and directors and producers don't like working with certain method actors because sometimes they take things to the extreme. Denzel Washington didn't want to work with what's the guy who played Joker that we don't like?
Joaquin Phoenix?
No, the other guy.
No,
No.
what, the Joker
Heath
you like?
Ledger?
No, the other guy.
Leto.
Leto. Yeah,
Leto.
he
I don't like that
Denzel did
Joker either.
Denzel did a movie with Leto, and Leto is a method actor, and he freaking hated working on set with him with whatever movie they did recently. Some method actors can be a little much, and some actors and directors they just rub them the wrong way because it's like
I'm still gonna see Mobius, but anyway.
I'm still gonna see it too. I mean, why not?
I want to see it because I want to see how bad they fuck it up.
So you want to watch a free movie, bro?
I don't think Morbius is gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be good. So,
I think it'll be good if they set it up to lead into other movies.
I think they kind of have to.
The Blade is that's the reason why Blade is coming, because Mobius is Blade enemy.
One of them, yes.
Well, one of one.
Morbius is also in the Spider-Man universe, so this might also.
That's what he was actually he came out when he was first introduced was in Spider-Man.
Yes.
That's when Mobius was first introduced, and then he crossed over. And Mobius also part of the night, the moon, sun, whatever. That group of witchcraft, which is you have Wanda, you have Doctor Strange. They're part of that, and so is Mobius. So it's like the dark type of superhero.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I'm seeing all this development. You never know. Marvel's gonna say, "Hey, we got the dark whatever." I forgot what's the name of that crew? Sons of Moons of Knights of Suns, something like that.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it.
But yeah, I mean, it's.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
I don't know. Jared Leto is. I don't know. I'm not that crazy about Jared Leto, so I'm not that interested in that movie.
Here's something interesting about Judd Nelson. Remember the original Transformers movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Judd Nelson played Hot Rod.
Really?
The one who becomes Rodimus
Really?
Prime. Yes.
Interesting. Wow, I didn't know he was even still doing work.
He went back to Transformers and Transformers Power of the Power of the Primes, the miniseries, Transformers Titans Return, the miniseries, and he played Rodimus Prime again. He was
Wow.
also in Ben 10 as Eon. Never seen Ben 10, so I don't know who that character is.
Some like cartoon movie, for kids.
Yeah.
So
And
interesting.
he was also in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Wow, really?
He was
Wow.
a sheriff.
Oh crap! I didn't even know that.
Yep.
I mean, it's good to know that these guys are still doing work though. That's good. Even Emilio Estevez, as horrible as an actor he is,
He
still doing
wasn't.
work.
It was just that he wasn't a bad actor. He was just
His roles
so
were not that great.
roles, and then when the ones he did pick, he didn't quite go that extra step to make them like completely amazing,
Yeah,
like he did with the Mighty Ducks. I believe in the Mighty Ducks is one of his better performances.
yeah. Mighty Ducks is his best role. Like he was made for that role. He was literally put on
And
this
Young
earth
Guns,
to play that
when he
role.
was in Young Guns.
Yes,
Amazing.
Young Guns. I forgot about that. Good one. All right. So before we get out of here, guys, what are your final verdict? If you were to watch Breakfast Club right now for the very first time, what would you grade it? What would you give it? Like what's your final thoughts on the movie overall?
All right, listen. First of all, Breakfast Club is an A+. Okay, 5 stars, 10 stars, whatever. Period. Okay, and let me explain why. Here is a film, 0 special effects. Okay, almost no dissolves, no wipes, almost all straight cuts. It is like 99.9% dialogue. And you go from who the fuck are these guys to like, oh my God, I hope there's a part 2.
Yeah.
Very true.
Not only that, the song Don't You Forget About Me is like the most memorable song.
I love that song.
To this day, it's still played at high school reunions, high school graduations, 80s parties, 90s parties. It has been remade. It has been covered. And how many times have you seen people imitate the Bender fist in the air at the last freeze frame of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
It was rated the #1 high school film by Entertainment Weekly in 1996.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know, every high school movie spoof to this day still imitates The Breakfast Club.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a classic.
There is nothing about The Breakfast Club that is forgettable. Understand? Nothing except maybe the music. Some of the music was kind of bad in the movie. Okay,
it was the 80s, man. It was the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, but even look at Ferris Bueller's Day Off. There's no actual soundtrack for it, but the fucking music in it is epic. The thing about The Breakfast Club, it hits every note that you want to see in a movie. You fall in love with the characters. You discover the characters. You see them in different places. You see them develop. Like you see them in situations that part of you wishes you could have done in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And not only that, like the whole opening letter, the whole opening speech, when you see different shots of the high school, all cuts, okay? You see these little bits of the high school, and some of it, you're like, yeah, that was my high school. And a lot of it is, that wasn't my high school. But there's enough of memories from your high school that you're instantly going, all right, let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
Not only that, John Hughes, Anthony Michael Hall's mother and sister were in the movie. Actual mother and sister, because they drop him off at the high school.
Mhm.
And John Hughes played his father picking him up at the high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
John Hughes also does a cameo in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's the guy that walks on top of a car past the camera in the crowd.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I swear Los is like a freaking behind the scenes guru. Like he just
But
knows
here's
everything.
He's an encyclopedia, bro.
John
I
Hughes is my idol.
I think college should go teach film theory.
Yeah.
I know, for real.
He should.
He should.
Because the thing about people don't understand about film is not art. Understand? There are movies that are artistic that can be considered art, but movie is not art. Movie is communication. Okay.
Yep.
Let me tell you the story so you can feel the emotions that the story is meant to bring. Understand?
Visual storytelling.
Let me show you how this person speaks so you can either love them or hate them. Understand? This is why when I look at films, I don't look at them like other people do, because it's communication.
Yeah, it's communication. It's emotion. That's pretty much what it is. That's why we tend to to like a movie when we are related to that movie. You know, when moments happen to us that it's like, damn, it's in that film. That's when you become, I like that movie. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like when it play with the emotion. That's one thing that I liked about this Batman. Going back to Batman again, is because he has the emotion that you're like, what the, you know what I'm saying? What's going to happen? So it's true what Carlos says. It's not an art because you could have the most beautiful movie, the looking artistic, but if the story sucking is not there, the emotion is not there, guess
Yeah.
what? It's gonna flop. It's like, damn,
Perfect example is Eternals.
yeah,
Visually beautiful,
beautiful.
story terrible,
Yep,
direction
yep.
terrible.
My wife and I we watched it. I said, "What the hell we just watched?"
It was not that bad. It was okay. It was
that
okay.
It was.
It
It
was
was
that bad.
bad, dude.
It was that bad.
So
And here's the thing: the other thing about the Breakfast Club people don't seem to realize is how many movies have you watched and loved and fallen in love with and cared about were written in 2 days.
that is kind
How
of
many-
crazy to like think about that.
Yeah,
2
that is-
days.
How many directors were directly influenced by this film? Okay,
Oh, a lot.
think about it.
I
To
think
Yeah.
this day,
Robert Rodriguez was one of those.
Robert Rodriguez, Quentin
Mhm.
Tarantino, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that is right. Yep.
The list goes on and on and on. This is why the Breakfast Club deserves a 10, and John Hughes deserves to be in some sort
In
of
the top.
Hollywood Hall of Fame. He deserves to be there. Okay.
No, yeah, because he was the 80 freaking director of the top time. Well,
But
It's like,
the
damn.
thing that made his films so well accepted
Story.
and so loved is because he knew how to write a character. He knew
yeah,
how to make
character
you care about
development.
them. He
Mhm.
knew how to develop a
The
look. 'Cause let's
character.
face it, Ferris Bueller should be a character you don't love, but
Yeah.
you
Yep.
love him and you root for him the whole entire film.
Yep.
You know what? Just like hearing your passion talking about John Hughes, I feel like our next tournament should be the best John Hughes film of all time.
Oh man.
I think that would be interesting. Tell me
You know
that
what?
won't be interesting.
You know what? Here's the thing: there are 2 that will be on top. It'll be Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it will be The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 that will be on top.
The other one,
Mm.
like 16 Candle and all that. Oh man.
Again, they're all
Didn't
great
what? Didn't he?
movies, but,
Oh no, he didn't. He didn't do Carrie. Who the hell did Carrie? No, it wasn't.
No.
He didn't do
but he wrote Curly Sue. He wrote
Oh,
Home
there you-
Alone.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a
See,
lot.
the
That's a
thing. One
lot of
your most
classics,
favorite
man.
Movies is Home Alone, Keith.
Yeah.
It's Home Alone, and it's a John Hughes film.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you talked about how much you love that film, but you forget the one thing that made it lovable was there was a story, there was a character, it was developed. You fell in love with the character, you fell in love with the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it
Yeah, good
concluded,
story,
you
right?
were
Yeah.
happy.
Yep.
Yeah. I would have to agree with you, Los. This
When you saw Home Alone coming and to the lady of the bird lady at the end, damn.
oh,
like, when
part
you saw the
2.
end-
Oh
part
yeah.
two, yeah, you're like, damn, that was. Or when you saw the supposedly homeless man that he walked into the church and he sees him and then
Oh
he tells
yeah.
the story. Come on, man, that's a young Who right there.
Yeah, I mean, John Hughes, man, he's an amazing director. I would have to definitely give this movie 5 stars. Like this is easily in my top 10 of favorite movies of all time, hands
But
down, no question.
But you also haven't told us what's your favorite quote from that movie.
My favorite quote. Oh, I forgot what my favorite quote was. I was thinking about it right before the show, and I completely forgot. Ricky, did you say yours? What's yours? I'll let you. I'll let you go first.
I didn't even know. I didn't even look at it. Damn.
Okay. Forget
You know
that.
what?
What's your
I will
favorite
watch
scene
it.
in
I
the
will
movie?
watch it, and I know guarantee I'm gonna give it a good rating because, like what Carlos said, there's no way I'm gonna sit here and explain what I like because Carlos just said everything, and it's like, dang.
All right.
You know? So yeah,
So before we sign off, let's talk about our favorite scenes in the movie. So, KJ, what is your favorite scene in the movie?
My favorite scene in the movie is when they're in obviously they're in the detention hall 90% of the time. When they're sitting in there and everybody's eating their food and everybody's just like kind of judging each other based off what they're eating. I just thought that entire scene was funny, but I think it was even more hilarious when the quiet girl was like sitting there breaking down her meal, just putting all that nasty stuff all over her food, but she was doing it in such a way it's like you can see, like you can almost imagine the drool coming down her mouth as she's making her masterpiece of like bread and Captain Crunch and sugar, and then she threw the little salami thing onto the stat. What was that? Was that salami? What was that? Or bologna? It was like
Bologna.
bologna with
It
like
had
vegetable
olives in
chips in it.
It had
Bologna, yeah.
olives in it. It's some kind of Italian lunch meat, which I couldn't tell you what it is because I'm
It
not an
looks
expert.
it looks disgusting. I've seen it in supermarkets all the time, and it looks freaking horrible. But
I think it was
that's
olive loaf.
olive loaf. That's probably what it was, an olive loaf. But yeah, the scene where she's just like putting it together so masterfully, and it just looks so disgusting, but she looks so like she's adoring it, and then she takes a nice big crunch in it, but no shame with everybody staring at her. I freaking love that scene. It's my favorite scene in the entire movie.
All right, Ricky, your favorite scene?
First is the circle time when they're talking about each other and they just bringing in the. You could see more of the of their getting along towards the end. So that just mean I always like because it's something that's why they got to know each other more. So
Okay.
Yeah. You know what mine is?
What?
When Allison is at the end of that scene and she was like, I've had sex loads. I've had tons.
Oh
And then
yes,
she's
yes.
like, by the way, I'm a pathological liar. Which
I
also says that they never found out who she was because she hid herself so well.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Like
was a
that.
good scene. That was a good scene. Um so yeah, that pretty much concludes our episode today of The
Sorry
Breakfast
about the
Club.
Batman parts.
Sorry about the Batman parts. Oh.
Yeah, man, we talking about the Breakfast Club. We spent more time talking about Batman.
It's all good, man. It's more content.
Hey, it's the new movie, but
It's more
for some reason-
content.
it's getting money.
Yeah. So Ricky, you got anything you want to leave the people before you get out of here? Anything on your mind? Any recommendations you want to share with the people before you go?
Hey, you guys Netflix. If you want to see a really for some reason this crime docu series is popping off left and right in Netflix, right? You guys got to see, believe it or not, The Bad Vegan. Bro, I don't understand how naive can you be and and get yourself be controlled by a man that at the end of the day was able to take $1.5 million and pretty much just kidnapped you and without even knowing you that you was kidnapped. This is crazy. You guys gotta watch that, man. It's like what the what the. You meet a man, this girl, she was in her fame. She has the most successful restaurant, vegan, raw vegan, and she just meet this guy he just because he was able to have a couple of messages with Ali Baldwin. So she thought, hey, he might be somebody known. Man, this guy was the biggest scam, bro. She did time. He was released, and she had to pay the money back, and he didn't, just because he was able to get her to pay the money to him, and also took $400,000 from her mom.
Yeah,
and the guys walk outside. The guys outside is free.
Wait, what is this show called again?
Bad Vegan.
I just added it to my queue.
It's a docu series on Netflix. It's from the creator from the Tiger King.
Of course, the Tiger King, which I still have not watched to this day.
It's just like, I don't know if you've seen the Tinder whatever. But I'm telling you, I'm
The
into
Tinder
crime.
Swindler. I did watch that. That was
It's
crazy.
it's the same
Netflix?
story, dude. Yeah, Netflix.
Yes,
It's the
Tinder
same type,
Swindler.
man.
Oh,
And
you gotta
also,
watch it.
and
Let me
also,
search for that.
catching a criminal is good. Those are the type of show I watch in Netflix. I like the docu series like that. It's in season 2 now, so
That Tinder Swindler thing, man. I watched it recently.
That's insane. It's the same type of. It's the same type of story. The Bad Vegan. It's the same type of bro. And I'm watching it. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, really? How the hell? Who can let yourself get control? And I'm talking about. She believed that this guy said, if you do it this way, you're gonna get more money. If you do it this way, and you gotta
listen.
see how that guy talked. He said she believed that he was gonna make her immortal and her dog immortal.
That's
Bro,
weird.
come on, dude.
That's weird, man.
It's not weird when you understand that a lot of this comes from loneliness. The hardest thing for people to understand is as an adult, you're lonely. You know, we don't have a place where we go to where there's 500 or 1,000 people where we could possibly hang out with like it was in high school.
Yeah.
You know, as adults, we've got maybe like enough friends to fit one hand. You know what I'm trying to say?
And I
That
can
is-
barely
that
fit
is-
him on
that
that
is
hand.
true.
And we're all adults and we all have busyness and everything. Think about it. I've known Ricky over like 20 years, right? More?
More than that, dude. Since I was 16, I'm 39 now.
Yeah. And
So-
if you think about it, I speak to Ricky like over the phone maybe 4 or 5 times a year. You
well,
know?
now, yeah.
No.
No. Even in the past, I would just randomly call you up. We just bullshit for like 10, 15 minutes and
You
You know,
gotta
back to our
call
lives.
your friend.
But
know?
before when I used to be in Jersey, that was every day.
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, the whole loneliness thing, especially since COVID started. Oh, like it's been
Yeah.
crazy for some people because you spend less time with people now. Because now you're like, I don't know if I want to go to this person's house.
But
Yeah.
it's true what Carlos says because in this documentary, she had everything. She had successful restaurant, but she didn't have a marriage. She didn't want to have children. She you could tell that she was very depressive type of person because
Yeah,
she didn't have a partner. So I
Yeah.
guess she wanted to be like she at first at one point she thought that her and Ali Bowen had something going on. In reality, no, Ali Bowen went and found himself with somebody else.
yeah.
And then she just found this one guy that was close to Ali Bowen and messed her up, bro. Even worse.
Stuff
Yeah,
like that. That and the show Tinder Swindler really reminded me on like the lengths that people will go to like be loved.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
no amount of money will stop anybody from being loved. Like in that show, the Tinder Swindler, these women spent like this guy embezzled.
bro, met her like in less than a month. Hey, I need money but it's crazy the way how he did it though.
Yeah,
That
he
guy is
swindled
smart.
hundreds and thousands of dollars from like between what 2-3 women.
Yeah,
Like he's walking the streets now because
different country.
it's crazy. Like thinking about it, you were like, I would never do that, but these women did it. They thought they were in love. They thought that the person they were with was somebody that really wanted to build a future with them. So they said, listen, if this is my man, why am I not going to help him? The guy made them think that he was about to be killed and this, that, and the other. And no, he
Bro,
was.
it's a crazy
crazy.
story, real
Crazy.
crazy, and I just can't believe that there's people like that. They get manipulated into stuff like that, you know. And they did it right. I guess it's a new type of scam because if I get you to send me money, and you have consent that you send me money,
That's it.
I'm not gonna go to jail. You
Nope.
already in debt.
If you guys made it this far, you're probably wondering what happened to the podcast and why am I randomly hearing KJ's voice again? The podcast, this part of the podcast, shall I say, got cut off. We were streaming the podcast live as we always do, and our for some reason OBS decided to just not work anymore, and it just wouldn't restart for some weird reason. So the podcast ends here, but luckily we're pretty much at the end of the show anyway. But I just want to say thank you for getting this far into the podcast. Thank you for checking us out and supporting us to this date. If you guys want, if you're checking this out on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, let us know what you think of the show, and just, yeah, show us some love, guys. Spread the word. If you're listening to this podcast in the audio format, enjoying my amazing voice right now, make sure you guys also leave that 5-star rating on iTunes, Spotify, whichever podcast app you guys use, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think, guys. We appreciate your support. We appreciate everything you guys do. Don't forget we had a Patreon, and you guys can check us out at patreon.com/the JHouze. you guys can support the podcast there. Other than that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to stop holding up your time. You know, I know my voice is just like so amazing in the ears right now, and I don't want to distract you from whatever you're doing, whether you're driving, whether you're working. I don't want to distract you right now, you know, because it's sultry and it's getting in your mind right now. It's making you feel great about yourself. All right, I'm out of here. That's enough. Thank you guys for checking this out.